Good morning. Good morning. As we continue on Black History recognitions for this month, I'd like to remind everyone that on fourth Sunday will be Afrocentric attire. So pull out your best African dashikis and hats and tribute to the motherland. Amen. Amen. I want to ask Brother Andrew Harrison. Brother Harrison is saying that. Brother Andrew's in the back. He'll be coming to us next week to introduce us to a book that he's written. So he'll tell us a lot more about it next week. Amen. But Brother Harrison. Amen. On Thursday, this past Thursday, a few of our youth were able to attend a Black History program that featured Miss Sarah Collins Rudolph. Miss Sarah Collins Rudolph, if you don't know, Miss Sarah Collins Rudolph was one of the girls at the time that was in the Alabama Birmingham bombing of 1963. I know we talk about a lot about the 4 young girls who were killed in that, but Miss Rudolph was a survivor, and there were 5 girls in that room, and she was able to share the experience. One thing to see it in the movie, but she shared her firsthand experience of how she was in the room and just moments before the bombing walked over to the window to look out and look back and saw her sister and the other 3 girls so happy as the bomb went off. I think our youth learned some things, and we even had a couple of them to get a picture with Ms. Rudolph. So it was a very powerful and educational experience. Amen? Amen. Now we're continuing with that. We will have a presentation this morning by Brother Kenneth Freeman. He'll come to us in his own way. Brother Kenneth.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, before I begin, all visitors, I want y'all to know that the views, expressions that you're about to hear, this has nothing to reflect on Donaldson Chapel, the pastor, deacon, or deaconess. Father, can you hear me? I said, Father, can you hear me? I mean, I really need you. I could really use some answers. And I know that you'd rather me come in prayer, but I'd rather use these stanzas. So only for a moment I ask, can I hold your ear at ransom to try to get a bit of understanding of what seems to be this council that's become the land of the freeze, new propaganda. Don't shoot, I can't breathe. Is this the new Spanish devil? I mean, they go from reading Miranda's to killing at random. So they shooting blacks first. The next question's after. Could this be the equivalent to being lynched by Massa? I mean, I guess there ain't no indictments when you get killed by a white man with a badge. And I'm sorry, y'all, I just don't see no justice in forcible retirements. And ain't no amount of no settlement can begin to even cover the severance that plagues our community as a result of the negligence of this entity that we've been victims since the beginning. Not to mention, billions made yearly throughout this prison industry complex. But I'm going to stop right there because, see, that's a whole other context. And my people, oh, my black people, we love to point the finger, but we so quick to forget that we are partially to blame because over time we've chosen to neglect the missions of Rosa, Garvey, Martin, and X. I mean, whatever happened to pride, merits? What happened to self-respect? As I sit here in confusion, sometimes my mind ponders and I wonders what happens next. You see, I'm grateful, Lord. I'm so grateful and thankful that you have chosen me to be blessed. To remove the wool from over my eyes, to see the reality for what it is, instead of what they try to suggest. You understand? See, it's a crisis that needs addressing. Attitudes need adjusting. We had a state of distress. Seriously, it got me stressing. So this is what gather around. Here's a dose of reality. Something has got to shake, because change is needed, it's drastic. But this ain't nothing new. It's just a topic that's often chosen very few. Reflected in the mirror is a portrait of what you see. A culture that's been crippled throughout the course of history. A system designed to corrupt the mind mentally, to try and keep you lost, divided, blinded. Present day actions will enlist co-signing. See, by installing envy and hate and killing the dignity, he said that'll weaken the society for decades repeatedly. If you degrade the women, if you imprison the men by neglecting the children, alone they'll ruin their family. Since the beginning, failure was a part of their plan. My question for you is, will you add to the problem at hand? So don't let it mislead you, nor let it deceive you. See, we as a people never considered as equals, segregated by Jim Crow. They even backdoor feed you. But hold on now, Donaldson Chopper. Bear with me. I'm about to get deeper. 100 miles off Florida on the island of Cuba, it grows the coca leaf to the key and demise our future. See, white girl, we love to call it. Formerly cocaine, few adjustments and cool it. Uh-oh, now practice proclaim. See, soon to be an epidemic conspired by the CIA with intentions to demoralize and leave us poverty-stricken, leading to more victims caught within the system. Equality's gone, unemployment has risen. And they hope that this high will be heaven, and hope that it'll eliminate our faith and religion. Yeah, you can make a killing in the hood, but that same hood you might get killed in. Yeah, that money and power, it may just last for a minute. Time wasted in the pen, that's one thing you'll never get again. You know, throughout my 28 years, I often heard them say, if you ever want to hide something from black folks, throw it in the book. But see, I cracked it open and I flipped the pages and I see that truth is not as accurate as it looks. You see, through your research, you'll see that our credit in history, they've constantly stolen and took. You see, they tried to assimilate and transfuse and make ignorance seem blissful. They even try to use hip-hop to make literacy seem ridiculed. And a record deal's a new degree, pole dancing a new nursing school. You ain't got no swag if your pants don't say in World Star. Oh, that's the new cool. Well, see, look, I got breaking news. Please don't be fooled, bamboozled, or brainwashed by their tools. We have always been the most dominant race. And please don't misconstrue and try to confuse and think that I'm trying to preach hate. But the black woman and the black church are the two strongest forces in America. And you see, the powers that be, they know this. So they've worked intriguingly to try to plant that seed, hoping that it'll erase what our ancestors have sacrificed, instilled, and gave. We were always kings, queens, scholars, inventors, entrepreneurs, and leaders. And if you didn't know, we have clearly paved the way for society today. See, what I'm trying to say is, greatness runs through our veins. Black lives do matter, not just when they're born in the graves. Let me repeat. I said black lives do matter, not just when they're being placed in graves. Your black lives do matter.